Asante. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise to also support the motion as has been presented by the leader of majority. And first and foremost, I would wish to state that we are very ready. Personally, I'm very ready and willing to start off almost immediately. We've been told, because we are newcomers in this house, that a majority of the works of the Senate will be done at the committee level. So we are very happy that we'll be starting almost immediately. And I make my own commitment. I've been nominated to serve in the Committee of Lands, Natural Resources and Environment. And I thank my party for that nomination. And I'm very willing and ready to start off. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I would also want to acknowledge the lauding that has been made by our colleagues from the other side of the coalition on the fairness that has been exhibited on our side, that even very young people from our coalition are getting very senior committees. I'm not saying that there are committees that are not senior to the others, but the reason why there are complaints from the other side is because they are feeling that their interests have not been taken care of. We were told to express our interests, and most of our interests have been taken care of. Finally, Mr. Speaker, as I want to sympathize with the Senator for Kisii, Senator Omogeni.
Nyamira,
for Nyamira, Senator Omogeni and the Senator Mwashushe, I also want to ask them to be a little patient because they are seasoned senators of this House. There are bigger things that are coming on the way. I am looking at Senator Omogeni, a three-term senator, and probably he'll be coming in as a commissioner of the Parliamentary Service Commission because there is I do not see whether he will be challenged. If you, in the very unlikely event that he does not get it, I'm sure Senator for Kisumu, Professor Ojenda, will get it because he has been a commissioner in the past. And in the same breath and spirit, I would also want to remind my good brother, the Senator for Narok, Senator Morakina, that as you celebrate today because you are able to snatch something from somebody, tomorrow something will be snatched from you, and you shall.
Yes, Senator Morakina.
Mr. Speaker, this is a house of rules, and our standing orders dictate that we must respect each other. Mr. Speaker, it is a little bit ludicrous and actually childish, if I can use those words, for a colleague to be able to use derogative terms on the other. Those are very clear terms. Because, Mr. Speaker, if there's any point that I'm celebrating because, Mr. Speaker, I'm on a point of order. Mr. Speaker, just like you demanded, but I'm on a point of order. You know the rules, Majority Leader. Mr. Speaker, you will be given your time to cough all you want. Mr. Speaker.
Let him finish.
Mr. Speaker, I am not being insultive because whatever the senator said here I also took it as insult. So, Mr. Speaker, I think we have to, the way you demanded that my colleague, Senator Otsotsi, substantiate matters, I am requesting you, Mr. Speaker, to extend the same to the distinguished senator who spoke here before me. Sorry, I forgot his name. But I have a lot of respect because whatever he said, I considered it completely out of order.
Thank you, Senator Chalun Cheriot.
Mr. Speaker,
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we need your determination. Provided
orders, language that is respectful towards a colleague. Senator Ledama wants to demand that he be addressed with decorum and respect, while at the same time calling a colleague senator childish. That is really unfortunate. Did you hear him, Mr. Speaker? And if he did say that, why are you permitting him, Mr. Speaker, to continue with his speech while being insultive to a colleague senator? He can choose to disagree with the contents of his speech. I think Senator Medhu said Senator Ledama snatched something from a colleague. I want to believe that he's been within the space actually of reality, because I know Senator Ledama 2 weeks ago was complaining all over on Twitter, on Facebook, how he wants to ditch ODM. Senator Sifuna had to give way for him to get the position that he has. So I think Senator Medhu is right when he says that actually Senator Ledama Olekina snatched from Senator Sifuna something. But it is not right for him to say Senator Medhu is childish.
Honorable senators, let us have respect for one another. You know, we are elected senators in this house. And therefore, let us kindly use parliamentary language as much as possible, practically possible. So, Senator Ledama Olekina, did you say the member for Nyandarua, Senator Medhu, is childish?
When I rose to speak here, I rose on a point of order because I was aggrieved by the sentiments of my colleague. I think the first thing, Mr. Speaker, with all due respect, is for you to rule on that matter, then I can be able to adjudicate on the other issue. But as it is, Mr. Speaker, we have a matter that is yet to be determined. And our standing orders are quite clear. Mr. Speaker,
Yeah, I've
Standing
just
Order
asked you
98 is very clear.
If you did not say you did not or you did.
Mr. Speaker,
if
what I
you did,
said
of
is that
course
the
you are-
utterances were childish. I never said that he's childish. I said the utterances. Okay, utterances. You cannot come here and say someone snatched something from another. It's simple English. Utterances were childish. That's what I said, Mr. Speaker.
But what he said
And
is more polite than.
So that
Yeah. So I want us senators, please, I beg you again, let us conduct ourselves in a decorum way. You know, so many are watching their TVs, some TV channels are live. But then if we, senators, you know, before I joined the Senate, personally, I was very impressed by the way senators actually conducted themselves. But this time around, we are not doing so well. So far, we are not doing so well. Can you finish? Can you finish your time? 30 seconds.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I am sure from the conduct of both of us, you can be able to tell.
Snatching something from somebody.
No.
Maybe, you know, if you say something from somebody,
Well,
just be direct what happened. Maybe it will be.
all right, Mr. Speaker. But the point that I was making is that from the conduct of both of us, you can be able to tell who is childish. I don't want to pursue that matter further. The only good word that can describe me can only be youthful. If it is childish, he can only be describing himself. Now, Mr. Speaker, as I want to go to the next point that I was making, the word snatched has been used just the other day by the leader of majority when he was describing the senator for Mutembei. But that far from the point. The point that I was making is that the good senator for Narok took, or rather was awarded a position that was initially meant to be for the senator of Nairobi,
Okay,
which is just internal. And he should not just celebrate because he got it from another person.